Okay, so you don't want to follow my advice and you want to go ahead and call the police about a child dispute on 4th of July, for example, any holiday really. But say you're wanting to call the police and first thing is going to be you're going to want to call non-emergency. We are not dialing 911 for this. That is for blood, guts, and emergencies. We want to keep those lines open. So it's okay for you to call your non-emergency line. And when you get that police officer on the phone, just explaining that, hey, I know there's not much you're able to do. This isn't a crime. It's a custody dispute. I understand that you're not able to enforce it, but I at least wanted it documented. That gives the police officer a straight line of reasoning, knowing what your hope is for the outcome. And if they have time, sometimes a nice police officer will make a little bit of a phone call to the other party and be able to say, hey, what's going on? What's your parenting plan say? Are you withholding? And they'll document that. Now, there's no way that a police officer is ever going to get involved enough to go and knock on a door and say that child needs to go to this place unless there's a safety concern. They're not going to get involved in a custody dispute. So really what we're looking for is how to document this. And when you get that nice police officer on the phone, it's yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And we ask them probably for what their name is. Maybe if you're able to ask for their badge number without it coming across threatening. And then being able to say, hey, what's the incident number for this? You're not going to have a case number. You're not going to have a report, but you might have it documented in an incident number. And then you'll jot all of that down. Then there's a way for you to be able to go and get this record. I help out with this a lot with CorinneCoaching.com. And you can also go to CorinneTheCoach@gmail.com and be able to ask me for some guidance on how to be able to get these records. But that record, printing it up in a PDF format is what your lawyer, the judge, everyone's wanting to see. And they're wanting to see tangible evidence. No misunderstandings of transition times or drop-offs. Nothing that is messy or confusing. It's just a straight, very clear going against your parenting plan. And I'm going to show you for our local police department how we would go and get that records request for your documentation purposes. Okay, so you're just going to go ahead and go to Google, put in non-emergency record request, and this is going to find your local area because it's off of your GPS of where your phone is tracking you. You'll just go into your local area and put in your jurisdiction. This put us right over to the public records request for our CCOM area. We put in all of our information here. We're a citizen, not an agency asking for this. We just put in Jane Smith and all of your info that the dispatchers are going to need to be able to certify that you're in the area and who is requesting this to create a portal. Now I already requested a portal, so this is where I put in a call printout. This is not information of a criminal case. It's not an emergency. Just put in who you are in relationship to the caller to be able to get that information to the dispatcher so they know exactly what they're providing to you and any info that you can provide, such as the date of the incident, what kind of incident it is. You could just put in juvenile custody dispute. But if you don't know, just put NA, or that you don't know. It's just going to be a little bit harder for the dispatcher to find that information for you. This is where you'll put who the officer's name is, what their badge number is, and the information that we said would be really helpful for you to be able to gather. That's going to be quicker for them to get that information to you, and then you'll pay the fee. Now, this is how you're going to request documentation for purposes of showing consistent patterns and behavior that's disruptive to your parenting plan and to your kiddo. And you'll not want to save this as it will come. You'll pay the fees for it. They'll send it to your email and you'll simply document it. This is great for evidence that's in a tangible way for a judge or a lawyer to be able to present and digest and be able to show your case. If there's any changes to the parenting plan or any sort of consequences that need to come from this behavior, like a contempt of court or something like that. Feel free to subscribe and follow because I'm going to be showing later on how to use this same tool to be able to look up if any calls are coming in at different addresses. So you can be looking at addresses of where your children are staying at and see if there's any domestic violence calls coming in or disruptions, calls from the neighbors saying that there's loud noises or yelling or concerns about the kids. There's ways for you to be able to look that up. There's ways to be able to look up if a call has come in from a specific phone number. So if the other party or maybe their jealous ex-wife or something like that has called the police, there's ways to be able to type in that phone number and see all of the calls that they've made. Everything is public record and I'm here to help you navigate that. So again, subscribe and follow.